Okay, so, like I told you earlier at the very beginning, we had 24 students that made all districts, and the following students earned a spot in 2015 All District Honor Band under the direction of fantastic Dr. Schellhammer. Highlights of the concert included a great performance, including but not limited to Cloudburst and Cascades. Yeah, Cascades was cool. When I read your name, please come up to the stage to be recognized. This is just going to be a group photo. There's nothing that you need to grab. We just want to recognize you for making the band. Proud of you guys. Jamie Jefferson. Faith Hill. Caitlin Hatcher. Sarah Helton. Sierra Pointer. Chloe Nelson. Karis Nagan. Dorothy Williams. Eric Jones. Thomas Morgan. Christopher Rice, Piper Goldman, Carson Felder, Ray Garcia, Joel First, Matthew Goodson, Jacob Nelson, Rachel Scarborough, T.L. Lumbers, Katie Boyd, Alex Singletary, Leah Kennel, Hugh Merriday, and Reed Kirkland. So we all up here? All right, parents, this is a good opportunity if you want to take a little photos. This is on the all district members for this year. Everybody, a round of applause. 2015 Big Band All District Honor Band. Nice job. All right. Go ahead back to your seats. Thank you guys. Nice job. Way to represent. All right, keeping the show moving. The next people I'd like to recognize are the people that participated, were nominated and selected to participate in the 2014, this was last November, Tri-State Band Festival. They were able to work with some amazing clinicians and meet other musicians just like themselves from around the Southeast. When I read your name, please come up to the stage and be recognized. This will be the same kind of thing if you'd like to take a picture. Members of the Honors Jazz Band Ensemble. We had four people out of a band that is only about 16 or 17. Leon High School comprised about a quarter of the Southeast Honor Jazz Ensemble. And that's not because of me, that's because of these guys I'm about to call. So please give them a big round of applause when I call their name. Noah Bush. Jason Miles. Alex Singletary. And Thomas Morgan. Come on up. If you guys would stay up here, we're going to get some symphonic band members from Tri-State too. Also participating in the Tri-State Band Festival. It's kind of a two-parter. There's a jazz component. These guys made that band. It's an extreme feat. Very proud of them. And then also there's a symphonic band portion. And the following people participated in the symphonic band portion. Ray Garcia. Come on up when I call your name, please. Matthew Goodson. Eric Jones. Chloe Nelson. Jacob Nelson. And Dorothy Williams. From all of it up here. I'm so sorry, Jamie Jefferson. I apologize. I'm sorry, I'm not worthy. I apologize, Jamie. Let's let him get up here. All right, a big round of applause for the Tri-State members. Nice job. Okay. It's no secret who will receive this next award, but he deserves every bit of due that he's about to get. The All-State Musicianship Award. This student has achieved the highest standard set by the Florida Bandmasters Association. Membership in the All-State Band is one of the most prestigious honors in the state. This student auditioned against literally hundreds of other students on his same instrument in head-to-head competition and came out on top. Leon High School had one student in All-State this year, and we are very proud of his outstanding accomplishment. Would Joel first please come up to the stage? Y'all, let's give him another round of applause. I don't know if you know how hard that is. It's extremely difficult. Nice job, Joe. All right, now moving into special awards. The first of which will be Most Improved. Most Improved awards will go for jazz, concert, symphonic, color guard, and percussion this year. The Most Improved Award is a big award. After all, we are all striving to improve our musicianship in band every single day. And these are the people that I feel have stood out in a very significant way regarding their musical growth. In other words, this award is not about where you started or where you finished, but it's about how much territory you covered in between. We're going to start with Most Improved Jazz Bands. The recipients for Most Improved in Jazz 2, Sierra Coiner. Also Most Improved in Jazz 2, Amanda Soames. And also in Jazz 2, Most Improved, Miss Kayla Taylor. Sierra picked up alto for the first time this year. She's actually a native flute player. Amanda is also a native flute player. She played trombone for us. And Kayla switched from clarinet to tenor. All three of these ladies did a remarkable job. Please give them a round of applause. Good job, girls. Good job. Thank you, ladies. Go ahead and have a seat. Next up for Most Improved in Jazz 1. Now this is kind of a hard one because the people that are in Jazz 1 and Symphonic are obviously doing good things already. That's why they're in the top group. But even still, there was tremendous growth within these two individuals in Jazz 1. So I'd like to recognize them. Most Improved in Jazz 1, Jack Byers. Also Most Improved in Jazz 1, taking some mean solos, which completely caught me off guard in the best kind of way, Jason Riles. All right, nice job, gentlemen. One more round of applause for Jack and Jason. All right, moving on. Most Improved in Concert Band. My job is hard when I get to the awards because I would like to give everybody an award. Because to me, you guys are all great. And so it was hard, but I was able to narrow it down to 3, which in my mind were the most improved of concert band. And they are, in no particular order, Miss Devea Daniels, Mr. Xavier Walker. And I don't know if he's here tonight, I hope he is. Jack Foster. Still give a round of applause. Give it up for Devea and Xavier. Most Improved concert band. How are you guys? Keep up the good work. Okay, next, Most Improved of Symphonic Band. Again, like I said, this is really hard because everybody in Symphonic Band can play. That's why they're there. But even within that setting, there's some people that made tremendous leaps. Also in no particular order, Most Improved Symphonic Band. Dylan Tucker. Most Improved Symphonic Band. think he went to a little FSU camp last year. And I think we're starting to see some of the experiences he got. Mr. Jabari DeGraff. And last but not least, most improved in symphonic band. She made all district orchestra. She took several things to solo ensemble. She really just stepped up and kind of broke out of her mold this year. Miss Kelly Jones. One more round of applause for most improved symphonic band. Dylan, Jabari, Kelly. Nice job, guys. Staff are doing a nice job. Moving on to color guard and percussion. Most improved color guard member this year. Bailey Alvis. Come on, Bailey. I also have the privilege of having Bailey in piano class every morning, and she's also phenomenal in there. She's a great student, and she's always trying to get better. That's what we're talking about. That's what we want to see. Good job, Bailey. You want to wait for percussion? Wait for percussion. Take a little picture. We have two most improved for percussion. This is also a hard one because with these guys at the helm, everybody improves. But we were able to find kind of two diamonds in the rough. Most improved percussionist this year, Liam Fawcett. Also most improved percussion, Joshua Schneider. We'll give it to him tomorrow. All right, give a big round of applause for Bailey, Liam, and Joshua. Nice job, guys. Okay, moving on. These next awards are going to be just for the captions of color guard and percussion. We've been doing this for color guard, but I don't think we've done this for percussion. This year we would have been remiss if we did not do this for percussion as well. Students who demonstrate the highest level of achievement in their caption earn the most outstanding award. The following students are extremely talented individuals who also work really hard. These are the best of the best in color guard and percussion. Most outstanding color guard member, Dorika Eubanks. She's not here, but I know that she will appreciate that round of applause. When you see her next, tell her congratulations. Most outstanding percussionists, Addison Shaw. He doesn't talk much, and he doesn't have to, because his playing does the talking, folks. Also, most outstanding percussionists. That was my fault, a little delay. Alex Lajeunesse. We will give that to him tomorrow. And, of course, most outstanding percussionist, Mr. Jacob Wilson Greenwood. Congratulations. Nice job, percussionists. Outstanding musicians. All right, our next awards. The Outstanding Musician Award means just that, outstanding all-around musicians. These students are the ones who are role models in the band program on a daily basis for how they play mostly, how they rehearse in their band class, mostly, and how they challenge themselves in their section in the band. Each one of these students brings their own flair, musicianship, and charisma every day. Now let me first tell you this. This list of people, for some of them I would pass a little bit of rehearsal etiquette because they are outstanding musicians. And I think that's important to say. But they push themselves, they push their sections, and they play at the highest level, which is the definition of outstanding musicianship. Without these people, we would not be where we are, and we would not be able to achieve the goals that we achieve. So, help me recognize the following outstanding musicians. Dakari Brentley. Christopher Burnham. Noah Bush. Savannah Chismarm. Karis, keep on yourself. Joel First. Carson Felder. Ray Garcia. Jacob Goldstein Greenwood. Matthew Goodson. Connor Mack. Logan Hajakevich. Sarah Helton. Kate Bill. Jamie Jefferson. David Jensen. Eric Jones. Marcus Gordon. If y'all don't know Marcus because he's in the jazz band, you better meet him. He's a nasty bass player. Michaela Keel. Leah Kennel. Tia Lovers. Thomas Morgan. Chloe Nelson. Jacob Nelson. India Peoples. Benjamin Reeves. Gabriel Robles. Jason Riles. Rachel Scarborough. Matthew Sickinger. Alex Singletary. Elizabeth Vandervoort. And Dorothy Williams. Everybody give a huge round of applause for these outstanding musicians. Nice job, guys. In case you're a freshman or sophomore, this is mostly for juniors and seniors, so your time will come. Okay. I picked a couple sophomores and then realized you guys are sophomores, so you'll just have to wait. We love you. You're doing good things. A big round of applause for the outstanding musicians. Thank you guys. Have a seat. All right, this next group of people, this is always very, very special to me. This excites me to watch them react to this award. Thank you guys for being quick and quiet. I appreciate it. Usually these people don't know that they're about to receive this award, so it's always a good kind of surprise. FSU Summer Music Camp Scholarships. Summer Music Camp Scholarships will afford an opportunity for, this year, 5 band members to attend a summer camp at FSU. The scholarship will provide a $200 stipend for each student to help toward his or her registration. This award is presented to 9th grade students who have shown great work ethic all year long, in addition to a promising attitude toward the betterment of the band program and their section. We are excited to award 5 individuals tonight. Going to the FSU Jazz Band Camp, Jack Myers. Also going to the FSU Jazz Band Camp, Ellis Chairs. And gentlemen, if you can stay up on stage, we've got a couple cohorts coming up here with you. All right, also going to FSU Band Camp, but on the symphonic side of things, so more wind ensemble, theory, lessons oriented. Also freshman, Catherine Boyd. Also going to FSU Symphonic Band Camp, Kaylin Christensen. It's okay, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Parents, if you're nervous, we can always talk about things that might be worrying you. I know this is a surprise, good kind of way. And lastly, also going to FSU Symphonic Band Camp, Mr. Dylan Tucker. All right, let's give a big round of applause for these young ones. They're going to be great. They already are great. Again, if you're the parent of these fine musicians, catch me this weekend or tomorrow. We can iron out the details. For now, just enjoy. You should be proud of them. Good job, guys. Go take a seat. Okay, keeping things moving. Section of the year. The kids are excited because they already know who got this. This is more of a formality. This year, there were 2 sections in particular that did a really fantastic job consistently, especially in marching band, where this award is garnered. These sections are receiving the Section of the Year award for their outstanding discipline, work ethic, attitude, and musical achievement. The sections of the year for 2014-15 are drumline, battery, fauna, and the saxophones. Drumline and saxophones, make your way to the stage. You're on this perennial plaque. It will hang in the band room forever. Once you're up on stage, if you turn out to the crowd, please, so some people can get a picture. All drumline, all saxophones. All right, and Karis has the perennial plaque. One big round of applause for the section of the year. Drumline, saxophones. Nice job, guys. Nice job. Okay, the next set of awards. We're getting there, folks. I know some of y'all are getting a little restless, a little tired. We're almost there. Are the Director's Awards, given by yours truly. Director's Awards are individual awards given to select students who have demonstrated invaluable qualities that have contributed towards the band's success this year. There are two categories. The first category is the Director's Award for Outstanding Musicianship and Leadership. So this is mostly somebody who leads by influencing in a heavily musical manner. They lead by their playing abilities. They're the first to arrange a sectional. They're the first to maybe compose something. They're the first to realize that something's wrong and take initiative. They know their part the first, the best, and they inspire others to do so. The first Director's Award for Outstanding Musicianship and Leadership goes to a young man who is more talented than he might even know. He has a good situation because of who his parents are, but let that not fool you, because he earns everything that he gets, and he is who he is because he works hard and he has brought himself to that level. A fantastic trombone player, Mr. Alex Singletary. When you guys get these awards, go ahead and just go back to your seat. Otherwise, it'll be a long haul. Thank you. The next Director's Award, also for Outstanding Musicianship and Leadership. I have seen this student turn a corner in the best kind of way. He is very positive. He now has a very positive influence over everybody around him. He's one of our best percussionists. He is well liked, he's charismatic, and he definitely knows how to play snare drum. Your center snare for this year, Mr. David Jensen. All right, moving on. The next Director's Award for Outstanding Musicianship and Leadership. This one is kind of obvious. He was already recognized a little bit ago. He's a fantastic saxophone player, one of the best in the state. He's our lead alto. He was our section leader this year in marching band. Please help me give a big round of applause for Mr. Joel First. All right, the next Director's Award for Outstanding Musicianship and Leadership. This guy makes me blush and humbles me every time he picks up a saxophone because he plays it a lot better than I do, especially in the jazz realm. Somebody who's really broken out of his shell the last couple of years and really grown into his own, especially this last year. Never afraid to take a solo, always laying down some sick harmonic sequences, coming up with some really creative ideas. Whatever the genre is, whether it's swing, whether it's Latin, whether it's a ballad. One of our top soloists this year at MPA for jazz band. Please give a warm round of applause for Gabriel Robles. He already has his medals on. Very nice. The next Director's Award for Outstanding Musicianship and Leadership. This goes to one of the most consistently high-achieving trumpet players that we have. He has made All-State before in middle school. He consistently has made All-District band in high school. He is one of the leaders, if not the leader of the trumpet section. He was one of your drum majors this year. He has played in Tallahassee Youth Orchestra. Always trying to be a better musician, always trying to listen to great music. Please give a warm round of applause for Matthew Goodson. He's got a couple of ornaments around his neck. Also receiving Director's Award for Outstanding Musicianship and Leadership. I remember when I went over to Rock Middle School and this kid was picking up bassoon for the first time, and the first sounds, like usual, kind of sounded like, and now to think where he is and what he is playing and the sounds that he's getting on bassoon and the wonderful young leader that he has kind of grown into. One of our best leaders, and looking forward to next year. Bassoon and used to be clarinet. How many of you know that? Mr. Ray Garcia. Bassoons, I'm sorry about the tenor play from the audition music. I had to. Makes you better. It's like 5 minutes. The next Director's Award for Outstanding Musicianship and Leadership. Going to somebody that I think everybody likes in this room. How can you not? Super charismatic, very funny, a mean piano player. When he leaves, it's going to be impossible to fill the void of his personality because you can't. The always funky Thomas Morgan. All right, keeping this going. On the next Director's Award for Outstanding Musicianship and Leadership. One of the most understated and soft-spoken people, yet he walks quietly and he carries a big stick. His clarinet speaking speaks for itself. If you've heard him at any of the spring concerts on Blue Shades or Godzilla Las Vegas, it's obvious that his musicianship is leading the section. One of the drum majors this year, and I lead the gent for Allegro. Everybody, Mr. Eric Jones. The next Director's Award for Outstanding Musicianship and Leadership. This goes to somebody who I've really seen come into her own. She has developed her own personality and she's completely confident in who she is, and that is fantastic. And I wish more people, young people, were like her. Confident in their abilities and not afraid of what other people think. Also a fantastic musician. I think she just tried out for drum corps and she made it and she's excited to be on the line. Please help me give a warm round of applause for the talented, the charismatic, the kind, the compassionate Elizabeth Vandervoort. I can not love that. I mean, come on. Yes, she was the one that screamed at the end of the stage for Godzilla. If you heard that, that was her. Well done. Moving on, Director's Award for Outstanding Musicianship and Leadership. Folks, she does everything. She can sing. She can play an oboe. She plays a mean English horn. She's always asking for things to try to get better, to try to do something else to further her musicianship. She always has a smile, hardly ever negative. When I'm having a bad day, she walks in and says something kooky and it just kind of lifts my spirits. The secretary this year I've had the privilege of working with, and she's done a great job tonight. Karis, give yourself one. very humble. Nice job. The next Director's Award for Outstanding Musicianship. We're still on musicianship and leadership. This young lad just got accepted to one of the big schools up north. And it is not just a school, folks. It is one of the leading schools. When you say I got accepted to the DePaul School of Music, that carries weight. That carries a lot of weight for horn performance, nonetheless. Extremely talented. You will see his name in a program or in an orchestra somewhere, or on the paper as being a composer or an arranger. He's already starting to write music. The very talented. Please help me welcome Jacob Nelson. Okay, next, Director's Award for Outstanding Musicianship and Leadership. This one also goes without saying. It is a Thursday night. This guy's playing in whatever genre he is tackling, whether it is timpani and symphonic band, whether it's drum set and jazz, whether it's steel pan across the campus with Mr. Wendling. Anything he touches turns to gold musically. And it's not because he's just talented, he wakes up like that, it's because of his tremendous work ethic and his diligence and his discipline and his influence that he has over everybody else. Your band captain this year, I'm proud to say the Director Award for Outstanding Musicianship, Mr. Jacob Goldstein-Greenwood. All right, and the last Director's Award for Outstanding Musicianship and Leadership. I know there's a lot, but y'all, it's hard. This was narrowed down version. He's one of those people when he comes in as a freshman, you don't really think much. He's just kind of another freshman, not in a bad way, but just kind of blends in, doesn't really stand out, good or bad, just kind of one of the gang. And then quickly emerges because of his diligence and his work ethic and his talent and his perseverance. His attitude. He has quickly become one of the most influential leaders, if not the most influential leader, by his attitude, by his playing abilities, consistently making first chair pretty much in the ensemble that he auditions for, holding down the fort in symphonic band, holding down the fort in all districts, on both flute and piccolo, Mr. Jamie Jefferson. Okay, that concludes the Director's Awards for Outstanding Musicianship and Leadership. Next, and not as lengthy of a list, the Director's Award for Outstanding Character and Leadership. As you can imagine, these people are great musicians, but they are more influential and they are mostly noted for their outstanding character, just who they are as a person and how they affect the people around them. We have six recipients this year. This first one, a rather unconventional pick, but worthy nonetheless. Her character and her person was one of the main reasons why the color guard achieved at such a high level this year. She's just a fantastic person, very easygoing, down to earth, but extremely hardworking. Setting the tone for this year and years to come. I'm happy to tell you the Director's Award for Outstanding Character and Leadership goes to Ms. Maya Roberts. The next Director's Award for Outstanding Character and Leadership, again, leading by the person that they are, as well as being a great musician. just one of the most respectful people you could ever meet, even when it's not really noted. And I don't like for the kids to call me sir. It kind of makes me feel old and stuffy. But it's just because of how she was raised. She has great parents, and she treats everybody with the respect that she wants to get back. Fantastic oboe player. We're really going to miss her. A bright, shiny face every morning. Miss Chloe Nelson. These two know each other. Okay, moving on. Director's Award for Outstanding Character and Leadership. If you are to lead by example, and if your actions speak louder than words, well, then this person's picture is in the dictionary or the encyclopedia when you look it up. Grown a lot with his trumpet chops. The word integrity comes to mind. Never cutting corners, never trying to get out early. Never trying to do something the wrong way or the mediocre way, but really doing it his absolute best and showing others how it should be done. The Director's Award for Outstanding Character and Leadership, Mr. Jason Riles. The next Director's Award for Outstanding Character and Leadership. Again, one of those section leaders who she doesn't lead by talking about it, she leads by playing. And she leads by saying, hey, you know what, that part's not so good, let's go in the practice room and let's make it better. Even when she probably doesn't need to go in the practice room, but that's the right thing to do. She cares a lot about her section. She is the first to know her part. She's the first to call a sectional on the field when she notices that the feet aren't in time. A quiet but a stoic leader in the tuba section. Please help me give a warm round of applause for India Peoples. The next and second to last Director's Award for Outstanding Character and Leadership goes to another trumpet player. And again, highlighting the character because he's a fantastic person. I would trust him with anything that I had. I would say, watch my wallet. Please take care of this computer. Yes, you can pull my car around. I don't do that. But I would give this person that much trust because I just see it in his eyes, the genuine sympathy and just the level of integrity is very, very high with this person. Extremely smart, brainy, out of this world smart. On trumpet, the Director's Award for Outstanding Character and Leadership, Mr. Matthew Siginger. And the last recipient for the Director's Award for Outstanding Character and Leadership. Again, a quiet leader who leads by being a good person. And her musicianship speaks for itself. Because there is no ego. It's all about the music. It's all about the diligence. It's all about the preparedness and the work ethic. On clarinet, one of the better clarinet players that Leon High School has ever seen. Sitting second chair in symphonic band. A great clarinet section leader this year, and a phenomenal leader for next year. Please give a warm round of applause for Dorothy Williams. All right, one big round of applause for all of our awards, musicianship, and outstanding character. I know that took a while, but that's important, folks. Okay, next, 2 huge awards. The Louis Armstrong Award for Jazz and the John Philip Sousa Award. These are arguably, probably the biggest awards that we give out every year because of the gravitas that they hold. Each one of these recipients will receive their personalized plaque with their name and year on it, a certificate, a pin that has a little bit of history in their certificate. This is a big deal. The Louis Armstrong Award recognizes outstanding achievement and interest in the jazz idiom. Our recipient tonight has grown tremendously over the last several years. I remember watching him play drum set at Fairview Middle School, whether he knew I was in the audience or not, and thinking to myself, this kid is going to be great. He is the president and the heartbeat of Jazz One. We're very proud to call him one of our own, and we will be sad to see him leave. I'm very proud to present the Louis Armstrong Award to Jacob Goldstein Greenwood. The John Philip Sousa Award recognizes outstanding achievement and interest in instrumental music. Sousa is and was an icon for what is now the modern wind band march. Most of you know this. Our recipient tonight is also an icon and a great example in our band program. He is a role model for diligent practice and performance, but also has great character in the way he presents himself on a daily basis. Everyone should aspire to be more like him in everything that he does. I'm proud to present the John Philip Sousa Award to Mr. Eric Jones. Both of these gentlemen's names will go on a perennial plaque that lives in the band room along with the section of the year. They also have their individualized trophies and certificates. Another big round of applause for Jacob GG and Eric Jones. Okay, at this time I'd like to call Holly Francis up to the podium, our band parent president. Ms. Francis, if you come up here, please. It is no secret that this woman pretty much has a part-time job here, but I don't pay her. She does it because she loves the kids, she loves helping out, and she loves knowing that she's making a difference for you guys, trying to move the program forward. She's in here probably 3 or 4 times in the morning to make sure that things are done. She comes by after school to make sure that the paperwork is done. She's curious if you need anything. A huge help. I wish I could pay her because she has a part-time job. Everybody, please give a huge round of applause for Mrs. Francis and everything that she does. Okay, moving on to senior recognition. Tonight, as we recognize the class of 2015, the underclassmen and I promise to work hard in the future to uphold the tradition of excellence that is the Leon High School Band, in which these seniors have played an important role. In order to thank them for their contribution to the program over the last 4 years, we would like to present them with this plaque as a token of our appreciation. Seniors, class of 2015, when I call your name, please come up and be recognized. Alexis Ashley, Sheldon Ball, Chris Burnham, Noah Bush, Karis Dagan, Morgan Edwards, Dorika Eubanks, Rosie Goff. And if you guys would stay up on stage, this would be a good picture opportunity. I know it's getting late, thank you. Jacob Goldstein Greenwood, Matthew Goodson, Connor Hack, Logan Hatchkevich, Faith Hill, David Jensen, Eric Jones. Michaela Keel. Emily Ann King. Alex Uveris. Thomas Morgan. Chloe Nelson. Jacob Nelson. Marie Paul Pullman. Benjamin Reams. Jasmine Reed. Maya Roberts. Gabriel Robles. Rachel Scarborough. Dominic Stanford. Christian Tarrant. Elizabeth Vandervoort. Savannah Walker. Kaylin Williams. And Aaron Winfrey. Ladies and gentlemen, your class of 2015 seniors, big round of applause. You guys are awesome, we're gonna miss you. All right, guys, fantastic. Go ahead and have a seat. It's now time for some short but meaningful council speeches. Any council members that wanted to take a speech, now is your time. I'll turn the microphone over to you for a couple minutes. In case you don't know, council, our council members are the highest ranking leadership members of the Leon Band. They include band captain, drum majors, percussion captain, band lieutenant, color guard captain, secretary, I don't know if I said that. Is there anything I'm missing? So these are the ones that are the most influential. They tell me when something is going right, they tell me when something is going wrong. These are really extensions of myself. I trust these kids like I would trust any young adult, and so I'm gonna give them a couple minutes each. They each wanted to say a little something before they left.
First off, I would like to start off with an anecdote to express the kind of relationship I have with them. 2013, State of VA, some of you know this is going. Just you and me, let's do it one more time. Niceville, Florida. So we're on the bus ride, and remember our pit stop. It wasn't a Sunny's, I don't think. What's wrong? There you go. So we eat. Going to get changed, so I'm in the restroom, white button down, bow tie, and then I realized something. My pants were missing. So what do? I'm sophomore, panicking, cargo shorts, and button down, the bow tie, not exactly uniform. So search the bus, up and down, no pants. Go to the band moms, start coming up with a plan. There was a supermarket in Niceville, they're going to buy new pants. And then I see Mr. P walk out of the restroom, he just changed. And I go up to him, I'm like, well, I got to break the news. Mr. P, I don't have my tuxedo pants. And he looks at me and he's like, that's not good. And so I started explaining the situation, missing pants and band mom plan. And he looks at me and goes, you have a belt? Yeah? What waist size are you? 31, 32? Just wear mine. Ladies and gentlemen, I wore Mr. Pikuritz's pants for 7 hours that day. So, a little big, 33 waist, I think it was. So thank you, Mr. P. Thank you for the memories, the experiences, and for the opportunities, the mentorship, and everything else. A million thanks to our staff for always striving for perfection. Special shout out to Mrs. Wendelin for always being there for Matthew, Ray, and I. She always knew when to give us that Wendelin pep talk and drum major hot chocolate. A million thanks to you, band. Thank you for the countless laughs, the inspiration, giving me the honor of being surrounded on a daily basis by such talented and amazing people. A billion thanks to my family, mom, dad, big brother Ryan. I would not be here where I am now without your love, support, and compassion. So thank you. I'd like to end with a little quote. It's always rung deep with me. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Well, actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others the permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So, spread the light and keep shining. I'm proud to call myself a marching redcoat. Thank you.
I was the 2014-15 Young Band Secretary, as you guys already know. I'm just going to focus mainly on really what I learned this year. I learned a lot of myself, and I learned a lot about everyone. I learned how to be patient. I mean, even though when people would not turn in their forms. To be patient, and it's definitely a skill that I can use for the rest of my life, especially as I grow older. I learned how to unconditionally love a large group of people as my family and as my brothers and my sisters. I learned and I really enjoy this experience. I mean, I thank Mr. P every day, for everything that he's done. I also learned from him just how genuinely nice somebody can be. I'll be working away grading papers, and Mr. P comes back with a red velvet cupcake and some Canada Dry ginger ale. That's my favorite. I just really learned how to work together with a group of amazing people that I will love and cherish for the rest of my life. And I love my parents and my grandparents. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone, and I will do miss you.
Okay, guys, I'm Elizabeth. You all know me. My freshman year, I didn't do band. I quit because I thought I sucked. So I was like, I'm not going to do this. I was going to do indoor my freshman year, and then I didn't audition because I thought I sucked. Eventually, sophomore year, I got around to auditioning, and I remember in the room, I was like, I don't know how to hold these sticks, but I know how to play the beats. And thankfully, my buddies over there were like, hey, let's really shoot on the bass line. I was like, okay, cool. So I started growing, and then my junior year, we learned that there was kind of like a snare opening, and I was like, listen, I don't want it. I do not want it. But I'll take it if you need me to. But please don't put me on it. And then they ended up putting me on it. I kind of cried a little bit of that. But the point is that every day I got better, thanks to Mr. Justus and Mr. Lennon. And now I'm going on to incredible things. And I cannot be more grateful for this program and everything it's given me. And while I was auditioning at a drum corps camp, one of the staff members said something to me, and I want everybody in this room to hear it. So anytime you're freaking out or you're upset about something or you can't get that leg or you didn't get that position, I just want you all to close your eyes and I want you to say to yourself, it's just band. Thank you.
So I've just got two families that I want to thank really quick, because for the last few years they've put in more work than anybody I know, and combined they have more hair than anybody I know. This is getting nuts, guys. You gotta either cut or do something. The Justuses and the Wendelins, we cannot thank you enough. Seriously, you guys have done amazing things for us. Even though we're breaking up with you geographically, you guys are never going to leave in here. Thankfully, we're keeping one of you behind. Mr. Wendelin is staying here, thankfully, to keep running the steel program, taking us up down the country. It means so much. If you don't know, Mr. Justus has written our percussion music for years. It gets more and more stressful, more and more difficult every year, but he continues to teach it, and we continue to have a blast. The same for his wonderful wife who comes by every now and then and teaches some of the adult steel bands. To Miss Wendelin, who writes killer drill and teaches killer drill, and we have a killer time. It's just too much fun. We can't thank you guys enough. We can try, we can give you hugs and handshakes, but it won't equate to what we owe you. Thanks.
Good afternoon. Night, whatever you want to say. I want to go ahead and thank my family so much for being with me these past 7 years and just supporting me through all I do. Through all state or solo ensemble or a bunch of private lessons or anything, just going to me and go to all my concerts and anything else. That really does mean a lot, and I wouldn't be where I am right now without you guys, so thank you so much. I remember it's like 7th or 8th grade, me and my sister would always talk around, and I'd always ask her, hey, I really like band, but I don't know if I can march. I'm not sure about this. I was like, how is it possible? Like, how can you march and play your instrument at the same time? How do you memorize all your music and all your feet? Like, I'm gonna screw up. And she would just tell me, it's okay, one step at a time, and you'll do fine. But I want to give a shout out to my sister. She can't make it today, but I really do miss her, and I'm thankful that she's where she is right now. I also wanted to just thank staff, all the staff. Without you guys, the band would be completely different. So I do thank all of you for all you've done in the work for us. Indoor was awesome freshman year. The ice, that was awesome. And I know I took a lot of stuff out of that, so thank you so much. I have a little speech here for you guys. So. These past 4 years have been an amazing time in my life. You're all an amazing group of people, and I have enjoyed our time together. You're like a second family. As a family, we've been through some ups and downs together, as well as the years have gone by. Watching Guess Who, Father Ryan, win all the awards, winning grand champions, battling the border, and running around the stadiums, being obnoxious. Spending long hours on the band bus and plane to march in the streets of London, and of course, meeting the royal baby. Sitting for hours in the cold at the Vito in our just uniform shorts and shirt. It was cold. Or even Death Block. You know, seniors. You know. I've learned some life skills and some other particular skills, such as early is on time is late, and late is just completely unacceptable. But all jokes aside, these years have been a lot to me. The friends and relationships I have made to focus and dedication on and off the field. These years have been filled with laughter, tears, friends, hard work, plenty of metronomes, and of course, a ton of sweat. I'm really going to miss this band program and the relationships I have built. The goals we have achieved have been extraordinary. But although this isn't really goodbye, because I'm sure I'll be back to see you achieve in the highest level and continue to lead on band traditions we all know and love. I will still miss this band program and to all that we have accomplished. I leave you with this. Trumpets, work hard and lead. Let's get section of the week this next year. And remember, all you need to do is have fun.
my family for this past 4 years. And everyone in Color Guard, I know you guys are going to do great things after I'm gone. So thank you for being there.
Before we get on all the really serious stuff, like all the leadership positions and that nonsense, we got to give out a fun little award. It's a neat little token to have.
And a big round of applause for your council this year. They did a fantastic job, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause. These are good student leaders. All right, at this time, we are nearing the end, y'all. You have hung in there with me. I know it's getting late. Thank you. We're about to get you out of here. But a couple of quick important things before we go. Presentation of officers by the Allegro officers, current Chloe Nelson and Karis DeGon. If you guys would come up here, I'll turn the microphone over to you.
So we're going to just start from the bottom and work our way to the top. We will start with our Sergeant at Arms. Your 2015-16 Sergeant at Arms is Tykeria Carter. Your two historians are Esmeralda Ramirez and Shelby Lynn Donaldson. Your treasurer is Jasmine Gossett. Your secretary is Tori Alexa.
Next year's VP is Catherine Nixon.
Finally, your 2015-16 Allegro president is Sarah Halton. Money. Oh, wait, and your 2015-16 Gen is Jamie Jefferson. Sorry, love you, Jamie. Eric, we need the Santa suit back.
This is also part of business meeting, in case you didn't know. Old business. Congratulations to officers of Allegro. I know you guys are going to do great. Congratulations to Carmen on the road. Congratulations to Jamie on the kids. It's going to be awesome. One more thing that you didn't know was going to happen, but Gabe came to me earlier on today, and he really wanted to do this, and Gabe's a good guy, so I said yes.
This is a little saxophone tradition that we have. Usually it's done pretty informally, but like he said, I asked him today if we could do it in the auditorium, just for a little more recognition. This is the sax ball. It is passed down every year from the senior who got it last year to an upcoming senior who has shown incredible talent in their playing and marching and all-around abilities. So to build the tension that I'm sure all of you have for this thing that you had no idea about, I'm going to recognize each of the saxophone seniors from this year while I'm up here. I'd like to start with Logan Hajdukovic, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, even though I've been with him for 4 years. He is the most dedicated senior we have to improving himself, and I think that is amazing. So thank you, Logan, for being with us for 4 years. Next, I'd like to recognize Noah Bush. Noah is one of the proud creators of Too Many Moons, along with Alex Singletary, and that has been quite a ride. Thank you, Noah. And I'd like to thank Karis, our secretary, for being an outstanding saxophone mother to all of us children in the saxophone section. Thank you, Karis. And lastly, this one's a little more special. This one goes to Michaela Keel, who was number one for me when I was a freshman and I didn't know anybody. So thank you for everything that you've done, Michaela, for the section and for me. And lastly, the sax ball goes to a little boy who has done a lot for this band. His name has already come up a few times tonight. He is in Jazz 1. He's our lead alto player. He is our lead alto, fill in for bassoon, fill in for soprano saxophone for symphonic band, and he served as our section leader in marching band this year, and it's Joel First. Keep the sexy saxes and swing it.
I'll be really brief. I think we would be remiss if we didn't recognize Mr. P. He puts his front's gone. So I think he deserves a real big round of applause, and this is from grandparents to you. There's also a picture that's in the cafeteria. But thank you for all that you do.
Thank you all very much. That's very nice, and you don't have to do that. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, we're going to get you out of here because it's Thursday and I'm sure you're tired. You want to go home, you want to go to bed. Yes, you guys have been awesome. Thank you for hanging in there. I know it's tough on a weekday night. Okay. So this is when we announce some or most of the council for next year. So no secret that we've been going through leadership process, interviews, and all of this jazz, and this is when we announce some of those positions. This is how we got some of y'all to stay this late. The first two, and I apologize, are going to be very anticlimactic. I've been talking with staff, and we think because the auditions are yet to come, because Banquet is on the early side of their auditions, color guard and percussion captain, we have some amazing candidates, but I don't want us to be premature in this decision, and these will be announced as soon as possible. However, you will not find out about these tonight. So color guard captain is to be announced, and percussion captain is to be announced. But I can tell you that the people that came in for interviews had really great interviews, and there's some very, very, very fantastic candidates. And whoever ends up shining after auditions, we know that they will do a great job. So if you're thinking about leadership for those captions, just make sure that you keep doing what you're doing and you keep leading, and we're watching for auditions, for color guard auditions and drumline auditions coming up in the next couple of weeks. So color guard captain and percussion captain, stay tuned. Next year's secretary.
Okay, your 2015-2016 Leon Band secretary is Sarah Helton. This is your new best friend. Can you handle it? Don't worry.
Okay, and maybe we haven't done this before, but let's continue this trend. Could Jacob Gigi come up here to turn it over to the next band captain? He's a man tonight.
Your 2015-2016 band captain is very qualified. Jamie Jefferson.
Okay, and last, we can all breathe a sigh of relief. Drum majors for next year. If I could get Eric and Matthew up here, please. Eric and Matthew hold around their neck in their hands 3 whistles, which will be worn by our drum majors for next year's marching redcoats. We had a great young group of drum major candidates this year at auditions. I know they will all make superb leaders. However, we could only pick 3 for drum major. I will now ask Eric and Matthew to walk through the room and pass down each whistle to our 2015-16 drum majors. After this, awards and banquet has concluded. So I will tell you now, thank you guys for showing up. Dinner was yummy. Awards were great. It's always good to see a full crowd. I'm very much looking forward to next year. But before that, I want to let Matthew and Eric do their magic here.